Hi, Miss Welsh. This is Mary Boltry, and here is my Huck Finn response to literature project. In Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn, Huck's sound heart clashes with his deformed conscience. The phrase sound heart refers to every person's natural morality and how they start off with good morals, eventually lose the fight against how society tells them to act, and that's when their sound heart turns into a deformed conscience. Huckleberry Finn fights this and is seen doing it in Chapter 12, when Huck throws away food he stole in order to compromise the morals he was taught. It says on page 65, "Pap always said it weren't no harm to borrow things if you was meanin' to pay them time, but the widow said it weren't anything but a soft name for stealing." This is when Huck has to take what society teaches him and kind of decide which is right for him personally, and he eventually decides to throw away some of the stuff he stole as moral compromise, and although it's not a very good solution, it's his first step on his way to discovering where his own moral conscience lies. Another step on Huck's adventure to find his own moral conscience is in Chapter 16, when Huck has the opportunity to turn Jim a dozen. It says on page 89, "I tried to, but the words wouldn't come up. I tried for a second or two to brace up and out with it, but I weren't man enough." The idea of Huck not being man enough because he didn't want to turn Jim in is society's ideals pressuring him to do something that he knows is wrong. Huck eventually doesn't turn Jim in, which shows that he is actually more morally high than society and is kind of coming to terms with his own sound heart. You can see where Huck has fully come to terms with his own sound heart in Chapter 32, when the Duke and Dauphin are being tarred and feathered. Huck says on page 230, "I was sorry for them poor pitiful rascals. It seems like I couldn't ever feel any heart towards them any more in the world." So that even though society doesn't feel bad for tarring and feathering criminals, Huck still does, and he shows his radical decisions by still feeling sorry for them, but eventually finds his own moral ground, and sort of wins out in the battle against society's deformed conscience.